Well, I mean, I think in the contact center industry or in the customer experience industry, one of the things that I really say is data is key. Be looking at your data and understand what data points are available out there. Speech analytics and speech sentiment is something that we have. Every conversation that you have right now. I mean, I'm sitting in my office, Jeff. I'm probably being recorded at 8 different places, right? I mean, my you and I are being recorded. My phone is sitting here next to me. I'm guessing your phone is sitting next to you. Everything is being recorded right now, and the data being created can be very valuable. And I'm just going to say, let's have it be used for good instead of evil. So I don't know if you think that number 8 is right or not, but as you're looking around, Jeff, I'm guessing I'm guessing is do you have a smartwatch on?
I do not.
I
I
do.
draw the, you do.
I do. So yeah, so I have a smartwatch, I have a cell phone, my laptop's sitting here. I'm talking to you. I'm guessing your cell phone is somewhere in the ether.
In
Um,
airplane mode. Is it listening to me in airplane mode? It is, isn't it?
well, and it is. And then also, Jeff, this is going to be
Quiet.
broadcast out as a podcast, and every single person who listens to it is going to have multiple devices that are being listened to. So I said 8. That number's probably you need to multiply that times 1,000. But anyways, what I like about it is my organization. You can look at it and know exactly what's important, what's going on, what people are talking about, what our top 5 complaints are, what our top 5 thrillers are, what our top 5 questions are. And I look at those things and just say that is information that if you're not paying attention to within your organization, I think you're missing the boat, because every interaction, whether it's text, chat, email, phone call, nowadays most of our conversations are on a Zoom or on a Teams meeting or something like that. That data is readily available today, and you can find out insights that you would have never been able to find out before. And use it for good, not evil, right? Don't go in and search, who talked bad about Joel Sylvester today, right? That happens.
Zero. Nobody's
But
doing that.
I think you'd be surprised. But go in and search. What was the number one frustration of my customers today? What was the number one frustration of my team members today? What was the number one question that was asked? What was the number one reason people bought? What was the number one reason people didn't buy? What was the number one reason things weren't solved?
So when I use analogy and I talk to groups and I say, it's the four, wonky things that people say. We know what we know. We know what we don't know. We don't know what we don't know. We do know what we don't know. The thing, and you go, blah, 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 right? So here's my analogy to that speaks to what you're talking about. You and I are driving down the road on the interstate. We know what we know. We know we're on the interstate. We know that. We know what we don't know. In other words, once we're over the horizon, we both understand we don't know what's beyond the horizon. We don't know what we don't know. In other words, neither of us has the ability to know that the back rear tire is flat. However, there's a gauge on the dash that's the oil pressure gauge, and we're not paying attention to it, but it's giving us important data. If I'm giving back to you what you're saying to me, there is a big dash available to industry that maybe they don't know called the data gauge. And if they just simply figure out how to use that data gauge, it's going to give oil pressure, it's going to give speed, it's going to give a lot of data that will really help us as we accelerate down the road